Let me show you this little game called Populous. Let's go back to all of my SNES nostalgia tonight. Did that say Electronic Arts? I think it did. World to Conquer. Yeah, so we'll just play through some of these levels. Yeah, Peter Molyneux made this. Yeah, you know. So this is the game. This is what it looks like. And it's got the best soundtrack of any Super Nintendo game. I mean, check it out. So I can explain the game a little bit, or I can just play it for a couple of minutes and just watch how confused people are. Let's increase volume, because this is the best. My cousin and I used to be like, whoa, when we played this. But this was the game I was talking about the other day, where I got it because the cover looked cool. It had like a fucking castle on it and shit. And then I got it, and I'm like, you know, 6 or 7, and I'm like, wait a minute, how the fuck do you play this? You know? I don't even remember why I think I chose this based on the cover. But, man, what a mistake that was. Because for a year, I just felt like it was a wasted purchase. And then, it became one of my most played Super Nintendo games. I've got a lot of good memories with this. Like I said, Book of Clowns was conceived while playing Populous. So, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a god. Right? Here's the enemies. Right? So... and you have menu options here. And the idea is to give them good land to settle on. Sometimes it's a little hard to coerce them to get out of their house, but you can only edit areas where there's a house. Like, you have very limited control over editing ground when there's not a house. So castles, you can actually do an auto castle. Oh wait, no, you can't. Wrong button, I think. Hang on. What was the auto castle button? I think it's L plus A. Oh god, I'm so sorry. They get very upset. You don't want to do that. L plus X? No. God. I'm really annoying the fuck out of my people. L plus... okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a minute. That wasn't supposed to happen. I was not supposed to kill one of my people. You'll notice on the top that meter, those are your god powers. So right now the arrow is at, like, cross, which is the, you know, our symbol. Okay? When it gets to the one after that, that's earthquake. Then I can use earthquake. It's past the up and down arrow, which means I can raise land. Eventually you can create a knight to go and pillage and sack the enemy territory. Eventually you can make swamps. So the more people you have, the more people that believe in you and give you god power. That's how it works. You're god. See, I just put down the icon, the holy icon. And you can see the meter on the shield there, and that... Well, that actually, the shield will show you how far advanced these people are, and it'll show you, like, you know, their stats, their health, their power. It's actually a really good game. It's just kind of... well, you'll see. It's silly. And I don't plan on making this a full playthrough. This is just, like, me nostalgia tripping. But right now, what I want to do is, I want to have many belief, right? And I want to get them across the ocean so that we can get a knight to go over there and fuck them up. That is the current goal. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you one of my god powers, Earthquake. Now it takes, you'll notice it actually takes a lot of mana to do that. The mana is the top right, if you remember correctly. And, but it fucks them up a little bit. It can cause drowning. It makes them have to build and spend god power. But yeah, this is like kind of a very bare bones god game, so you don't really get a whole lot. Like, you can make a volcano, you can make swamp, you can make a knight. There's an Armageddon feature. But you don't really, you can't make Godzilla. You can't get UFOs. Unfortunately. Castles are really good because they build a lot of, like, power over time, but they also take a while to build power. So it's kind of a double-edged sword using castles. Okay, I can make a swamp now. So here's this nice, beautiful plot of land that they have. And, there's a nice castle here. You can see they're, like, you know, settling and building. So, how about... fuck that shit. You now have swamp. Dead. So, unless their god edits that out, they're just gonna be drowning. That's not good for morale. Like, drowning? Usually not a good idea. So here's, I think a good thing to do would be to put our symbol here. I don't even know if I can. Yeah, you can put the symbol there, and then I can, like, kinda do a call to action so that they go to the symbol. That's how you lead your people to a specific area. Can their gods fight back? Oh yeah, their gods can cause earthquakes. Their gods can, like... their god can fuck you up. So you have to be really careful. So my dude, my main dude, that's the leader right there. That's who will become a knight when I start knighting. Right? That dude, he's gonna go to this. Now, before they get there, I can tell them to settle. So now, as a result of them settling, I can build more. Because I've gotten new ground. Usually, okay, you see how I'm building with only one, like, land? I wouldn't recommend that, because if they do earthquake, your dudes can drown. So, my recommendation is, like, at least 2 things of land. I'm not describing this very well, but I think you can see what I mean. So, 2 things of land. Alright? So, we're gonna do another call to action. So, my dude, my main dude here, I'm gonna give him the shield, so I can see his stats. Okay? Once he starts getting enough dudes, they go inside him. Chat, how could you make fun of me saying that? There's no way. But once they go inside him and they combine with him, he will become stronger. Because dudes can join together and become stronger for fighting purposes. Right? So, once that dude is strong, I can turn him into a fucking knight. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. You'll notice I have the ability to make a knight. There he is. There he is, right there. That son of a bitch. So now I have a new leader, and instead of having them, you know, go to the leader, I'm gonna have them continue building. Now the knight is an interesting thing, because he pretty much slays on his own, but you need to get him there, so... I can build a little bridge. I can't really build too much, but when you have the night on the screen, you are allowed to build a little bit. So here comes the night. Let's get rid of that swamp there for a second. So here comes the night. Goes in there, fucks them up, burns their houses to the ground. I like how they tried to get together on their skull, but there was swamp under the skull, so they just kept drowning. I don't know if the knight will avoid drowning. Let's see. But yeah, this knight is just gonna go and fuck them up. Now, while that's happening, I'm gonna take this nice little piece here, and I'm going to do a volcano. Have fun. Now, you'll notice while this is happening, my people are looking for more places to settle, so naturally they're gonna enter, bad person territory. And it's gonna be nice, is what it's gonna be. Now there's a number of shortcuts and hotkeys that I don't remember. I need to pull up, like, the manual, but, there's a hotkey to go directly to your knight. Or the dude you have a shield on. There we go. So yeah, the knight is just gonna go in there and continue to fuck things up. My people are looking to, expand. And that's exactly what they're gonna do. And, now that I've had them expanded, I'm gonna set them to combat right here. So they're gonna look for conflict, and then settle. That's their whole thing now. So, you know, eventually, my dudes are just gonna go in there and just start just being assholes. It's a fairly simple god game. I mean, it seems a little complicated at first, but there's not much to it. It's just how well you can play it, how fast you can get a knight going, etc., etc. How long you can, stand the heartbeat and the whoa! So let's see what's going on over here. Yeah, so you know what we can do? I think I remember this hotkey at least, which is R. We'll set the holy symbol there. And now everyone's gonna go to the holy symbol. And just start, like, causing a ruckus. I guess that's another thing you can kind of do. You can just start making people drown. Especially if their god is weak on power. Sometimes they defend their people and, like, the god will, like, make them not drown. But we know that's bullshit. Oh, here comes my knight. My knight is completely done with this area. This place is totally fucked. Now, you'll notice on the god power meter, I have a thing that looks like swamp. That's flood. That removes the entire first layer, which means all of my people on the first layer will be dead as well as theirs. So, if you plan in advance, and you, and let's just say you decide to build 2 layers up, and then do flood, you can cause some serious damage to your enemies. The final one, the skull, that's Armageddon. I'm hoping I can show you Armageddon. I'm gonna try to get that. So, I'm going to go back to my people here and give them some land to build on, so that they believe in me more. So I can unlock Armageddon, which is a lot of fun, and also speeds up the game quite a bit. Okay, we're almost at Armageddon time. This command is go to night, so you can just go straight to your night. Again, there's hotkeys. Vinny, is chat your people? You are my people right now. You're the blue guys. Yes. And it's time for Armageddon. Armageddon removes all homes and consolidates everyone together in the center of the map for a massive fist fight. That's it. So, look, everyone's gonna gather together. You can see I'm doing way better than they are. I don't even have to build land, they'll all just get there on their own, and it just turns into a big fucking shitfest, one-on-one fist fight. And again, this is a great way to speed up the game so that your knight doesn't have to kill every last thing. This right here is World Star. Cometh together, right noweth, over me. Oh, did you see those slugs? These ladybugs, they cause swamp. Well, right now they're not, but that's just like a world hazard. There seems to be a glitch here. That doesn't matter, he's dead. So, you can see here that Armageddon removes your stats. I forgot about that. This guy was in the Book of Clowns. This motherfucker right here. Oh man, I gotta send this picture to my cousin. He's gonna love this. Can we listen to that one more time? Let's listen to Nosferatu. Watch the beautiful mouth movement. Amazing. Thank you, Nosferatu. I've been left scarred and disfigured. So, desert. Not desert P. But desert is a little harsher. And your dudes can die, I think, a little bit sooner. So, conditions actually affect the way the game plays out slightly. Oh, there's desert. Desert, why do you make my people die? So, it starts a little slow, trying to coerce them out of their nice comfy homes when it's shitty out. You know, they're in there, they're playing video games, they're having, they're trying to succeed at No Nut November, but failing. So why would they want to go out and do stuff? Is the real question. This music is fucking terrifying, isn't it great? Man, this fucking game gave me nightmares the first couple times I played it. Especially when I saw Well Done Mortal. It's like, what is this shit? But yeah, it's still pretty good. I mean, it's not the best type of game like this, but it still holds up. I don't think my nostalgia is blinding me. There's something very addictive about this game. Vinny, my dad was obsessed with this game when it first came out. When it first came out, it's such a great classic. It is, isn't it? It's a classic. I think the PC version is probably better. There was a sequel. Then there was another sequel called Populous: The Beginning, which was some shitty 1998, like, early 3D type game. And, anyway, I wouldn't recommend the other Populi, but there's also a Populous DS, which I've been curious about. But other than that, I think the franchise pretty much is dead. Which is a shame, because I wouldn't mind seeing something done with this. So, I still don't have a lot of people that believe in me right now. Which means that it's taking a little extra longer to edit all this stuff. And again, there are hotkeys to do shit like that, to edit one large area at once. There's a lot of really useful hotkeys that I didn't know about when I was a kid. I've never played Black and White, though I was intrigued by it. I've seen it played plenty of times. It's like one of those types of god games. And then, of course, Godus was like a spiritual sequel to this thing. And that, like, just died. I remember playing an early access version of it, and it was just like, eh. It was okay. Peter Molyneux. Check it out. We're going to make a game where you can be literally a god. You could do anything. You can move the earth. You can make the trees. You can turn them into a knight. You can literally do anything. Like, Peter Molyneux doesn't even sound like this. You can plant the nut into the ground. and then you would turn an Englishman into a German. When you plant the nut into the ground. But it is November, so you're not supposed to nut. I remember the Fable, the pitch for Fable. It was like, you can literally plant a tree, come back a millennia later, and then you will notice that the tree has created life. And then the game came out, and it was just a bunch of, like, just hitting dudes with a sword over and over again. Man, those were good times. When we thought the Xbox was more powerful than it really was. This is now Ultimate Nut November. I've changed the parameters. Pray I do not alter them any further. Sorry, I'm ruining the chat. You know what? It's been a while. Let's take care of it. Okay. We're good now. Everyone's good? Yeah, I think we're good. Man, my dudes are short concentrated to like one area. They need to start expanding. Let's go ahead and ruin that guy's day real quick. After this level, I'm gonna show you some of the custom stuff that you can do, and it's kind of funny, actually. I think you'll like it. Sucked them. Sometimes I can't place the fucking icon, and I don't know why. Isn't that weird? Maybe it's too far? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying right now. Trying. Can't do it. It's kind of infuriating. Maybe there needs to be a house. Huh. The soundtrack for this game is my anxiety, someone in chat just said. That's cool. Now we've got some drownings. This ambience is kind of making me insane. Yep. Yo, but really though, I don't know why I can't place one of my, my sacrilege, almost crucifixes. That's just not happening. Well, whatever. I think we're almost ready for a night. It's an Ankh. Well, it's kind of an Ankh. I remember one time I found an Ankh necklace on the ground by the church, and I was like, this is so cool, what is it? I thought it was so awesome, and so I started wearing it, and then I think one of my family members was like, that's sacrilegious. I was like, what's sacrilegious? They said something like, made by Satan, so I stopped wearing the Ankh. And then it mysteriously disappeared. It wasn't like I could just go on the internet at the time and look it up. You know, I'd have to go to a library. It's not exactly my kind of thing. At the age of like 10, 11... But yeah, I was convinced I was gonna go straight to hell before I died. Because of that Ankh. Probably gonna worship some long-dead Egyptian god. He shows up, he's like, hello. Hello, Binti. It's me, Horus. We can, if you wear the Ankh, we can do anything. You can put the nut. You can put the nut if you want to. You can do anything. Turn away from Jesus. Turn away from Jesus. Oh shit, this dude just took out my knight. I don't think that knight was very powerful, in retrospect. Tanner says, I remember why I prefer full sauce. Are you talking about, like, what, you just want to skip through? Or is it the chat? Because there's an easy way to avoid the chat. It's called close the chat. And if you want to skip through, there's an easy way to do that. It's called mute the stream. You can literally do anything you want. No, I wasn't gonna say Retro Shrek. I wasn't gonna say Retro Shrek. Do you like how I turned the music off and the heartbeat is still happening? Do you know what the heartbeat actually is? The fucking heartbeat is the vitality of your people. So if you're about to like lose, your heartbeat gets really fast and erratic. It's kind of extra anxiety inducing. If you think this is bad, you think that's bad. Speaking of you think that's bad, the newest Orville episode was really good. It's like the jokes are like fewer and fewer, and they're landing like really well, and it's like entertaining, and there's character development, and it's really surprisingly good, and it continues to get better. I don't get it. It's like he's, like, growing up a little bit, that Seth MacFarlane fella. Like, I may not find his Family Guy funny, but I don't particularly hate the guy. I think he's got potential. I would like to see him continue to succeed. I mean, they have writers from Next Gen on the show, which is probably another reason it's hitting, like, a pretty decent stride. Want to continue to reproduce. Look at these. My people are fucking like rabbits. Also, Nathan, for you was probably, I would say, even more uncomfortable than usual this week. So thanks, Nathan Fielder. You really know how to ruin my week with your TV show. But yet I can't stop watching. Man, I sure wish I could sit down and onk. I think we should rebrand No Nut November into Donut November. What do you guys think? You know who likes donuts? Homer. Hey Bart! Hey Bart, give me a donut! Yeah, man! Eat pant! Oh, speaking of eat pant, someone, a kind viewer decided to link me to a very interesting statistic here. Apparently I've had something to do with this. So... I guess thanks. Yeah, that was my attempt at Homer Simpson, for anyone who's new to the stream. It is, I call it Shitty Homer. You can tell why it's shitty, perhaps. No, I don't have a microphone to my heart. If it were, you'd hear it beat like... But yeah, that's Populous. It gets really challenging later on, and then it turns into, like, you know, damage control when the enemy god starts to, like, really fuck you up with, like, floods and earthquakes and swamps. Like this. Look what just happened. Look at how many people are dead. Most of my people are dead too, by the way. I lost a good chunk of my population by doing that. But it was fun. Now they have almost nothing. I mean, all I need to do is call Armageddon as soon as I can, and it's pretty much curtains for them. It's curtains! We don't say that enough these days, do we? Curtains. Nice house, Dick. He died, but my knights looked at him in the face and he died. Some of these, whoa! Some of those noises are actually god powers being used. Like later on, you start to hear more variety of them, and it's just like, when they use Earthquake, you hear one. It's just a weird fucking soundtrack, yet one of the most memorable ones for me because it's so out like left field. Vinny, draw a penis in the world. If you draw a penis, you're drawing a penis in the world because you are part of the world. I gotcha. Just go down that way. Happy? Wait. Now he's happy. Oh, what the hell is this? Oh no, that's defective. See a doctor if it looks like that. Well, Armageddon's probably not gonna happen, so I'll just do this a couple times. It'll be fun. Hey Mario, genocide is fun, isn't it?
No, Luigi, how many times have I told you no?
Vinny, do a choral joke next. No, man, I've cycled through my entire repertoire. I wouldn't want people to have too much fun. There's a lot of fun to be had here on the stream. I wouldn't really want to. I wouldn't want to risk it. Wouldn't want to risk it. Vinny, can you make more than one night? You can. You can make a couple nights, yeah. The problem is, with nights, they merge. So they will merge into each other if they find each other. That's why your best bet is to just wait for Armageddon. But anyway, it looks like we've only got like 2 or 3 more scrubs to kill. They're living in like fucking hovels. This is what I've done to them. I think that's it. Yeah. 17 castles, 82 towns, 2 knights. He won 1 battle, which was the fucking battle he won against my knight. It's so shitty. So shitty. What's this shitty shit right here? What is this? Oh, I don't recommend clicking that button, because now I'm stuck in this. Well, that's 2 levels of Populous. I don't think I ever beat this game. It was too fucking hard. So here's a fast heartbeat. So yeah, here's a custom right here. And, well, let's take a look at the options. So, I wish it was a little bit less shitty, because you just have to cycle through them, you can't just select them. So there's ice, again, it has different advantages and disadvantages, mostly disadvantages if I remember correctly. There's Volcano. Yep. Retroland. There's the castle. Look at all this the fucking trees, their batteries and pencils. There's an NES. Look at the fucking there's a Game Boy. What are they? So yeah, that one's a cool one. And then there's this one, which is Piggoos. And of course the knights are actually wolves. So, there's that. And, like Desert Land? With mice? Somehow I don't know if the music fits the dessert theme. I'm not entirely sure, I could be wrong. I played Populous and then I got diabetes. Aliens. Already. Holy shit, already? I mean, I'm not actually gonna do a full match here, but you know what? Fuck you too. I've also been getting crackles lately. I don't know if it's just... I don't know, it might be just the SNES Classic, but I'm not entirely sure. It's, there's probably some audio thing that's going on. My audio problems are not particularly easy to solve. I'd have to probably get an interface, and it's just a big mess, and... I'm lazy, and I don't have time to figure it out. So it's just gonna be crackles for life. And delay for life. Until I really figure something out. Oh. Look at how fucking relentless they are now. Ha 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 ha! And then French. You know, Alien, Game Boy, French. Of course. I guess, for some reason. Oh, I guess I have to do it. And Japan. So yeah, there's a little bit of variety here. Speaking of variety, so a little bit of that. Have fun. Have fun with your new Volcano. I mean, it hasn't aged all that well, but it's still kind of fun. I have nostalgia for it. Which is definitely coloring my, my enjoyment. But it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. Like, I actually played this for a little bit last night. And I was still kind of having fun with it and getting invested in it. Same for today. I don't know if I'd want to do, like, a full conquest of the game, but... for a couple of levels, it's not too bad. It does get a little boring at times, and it's a little clunky. I mean, you press a button, and then it raises land. Like, kind of a half-second later. But this was a cool Super Nintendo game to have amidst the Mario Karts and the Mario worlds. Hi, Potato. Hi, Mukuni. Are these reskins, or do they affect difficulty too? I didn't know if they were reskins or actually gameplay changing, but then I found the manual, and apparently there is some gameplay stuff. Let me show you. So I found the manual for this game, which the scan of it is also kind of amazing, because there's like a stain and it's got like passwords written down. So thank God for that. But yeah, this manual was pretty fucking vital. Okay, so grassy plains, you see desert, rate of population development 3, severity of terrain 3, snow and ice. Then you have 2 with the French, severity of terrain 2. Apparently Bit Plains has population development 4, and Piglet World has severity of terrain 4. So they all have some different, like, you know, tributes. But it's hard to notice when you're just playing the game. Very silly. Very silly. We should call the tip line, like Mono said. I should also complete this package. The ultimate sound. Wonderful. Alright, so that's Populous. That's pretty cool, all that, right? Huh? Alright, so thank you for, I hope you enjoyed, I hope you enjoyed, the SNES showcase. And, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. We're gonna finish Cry of Fear, finally. It's gonna happen. So stick around for just a couple of minutes, and I will return with Cry of Fear ending. God help us all.